Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to check the new Skyzone SKY02X FPV goggles. In this video I'm going to go over their features and compare their field of view with other type of goggles, and in the second part of this review I'm going to test the built-in diversity receiver. Inside the box, first of all, you can find the user manual, and then underneath you can find two boxes. The bigger one contains the goggles inside this high-quality Skyzone branded carrying case, and inside you can find the goggles which were originally packed inside a shrink wrap along with two pieces of identical foam pads. Inside the smaller box you can find two simple linear antenna with an SMA antenna connector, Futaba and JR data cables for the built-in head tracker, a 3.5mm connector to RCA video cable, and finally a DC to a male XT60 connector extension cable adapter. So as you can see, no battery is included, and you can simply power the goggles directly from a LiPo battery with an XT60 connector, and the working voltage is between 7 to 26 volts, so you can use LiPo batteries between 2 to 6 cells. The Skyzone SKY02X FPV goggles are available in multiple colorful styles, and in addition you can also get the Sky02C version, which is almost identical except it's lacking the front VGA camera and the 3D FPV feature and cost about $40 less. In terms of specs, these goggles are very similar to their predecessor, the Sky02S, so the field of view is 30 degrees, which is a little bit too small in my opinion. The resolution of the LCD screens is WVGA, which is 854 by 480, and the IPD can be adjusted by 10mm from 59 all the way up to 69. When you get in the goggles, you're going to find inside these diopters, which are actually pretty hard to remove. The included ones doesn't have any power, so their purpose is just to protect the lens, and in case you have a prescription, you can simply replace them with any FetShot compatible diopter. Just as a reminder, never point this side towards the sun because it's going to damage the LCD screens. On the top side of the goggles, you can find this stylish fan, which also sets it apart from the Sky02S, which doesn't include one. In my experience, it works very well, and over here you can find two ventilation holes in order to keep your face cool. Over here you can find the band, channel and track/settings buttons. On the left side, the DVR recording button and the mode and search/front camera toggle buttons. So if you're going to short press this button, the view is going to switch to the front VGA camera. Next to the camera, you can find two SMA antenna connectors. Over here you can find the on and off switch, which also controls the fan. So if you're going to short press it while the goggles are already turned on, it's going to either turn on and turn off the fan. Over here you can find the DC connector. Finally, on the bottom side you can find the head tracker port, the IPD adjusters, HDMI in, micro USB port for updating the firmware of the goggles, AV in and AV out 3.5mm jacks, headphones connector, and the micro SD card slot, which supports up to 32GB micro SD cards. Here you can see how the Skyzone SKY02X goggles compare in terms of sizing to the Aomway Commando V1, the FetShot HDO, and the Ishin EV200D, so they are kind of in between the HDO and the Aomway V1. The weight of the goggles is 206.9 grams, so they are heavier than the Aomway Commando V1, and lighter than the FetShot HDO and the Ishin EV200D. Now I'm going to record the internal screens of the goggles in order to show you how to operate them. First of all, turning on the goggles is done by long pressing the power button, while of course the DC plug is connected to a battery. Then in order to switch between the channels, you can short press the channel button or the band button in order to switch between the 6 available bands, and if you'd like to perform a scan, you'll need to long press the search button. Then the spectrum analyzer is going to appear, and in order to initiate the search, you will need to short press the search button again. So now, after plugging in a quadcopter, let's start the search. And as you can see, now it found the best signal. In order to hide the spectrum analyzer, you will need to long press the search button again. Short pressing the mode button is going to switch between all the available modes, and the difference between RF normal and RF race is that the band is going to be locked to the race band, and short pressing the channel and the band buttons are only going to switch between the channels. Starting and stopping the DVR recording is done by short pressing the recording button. So first of all, you will need to short press it once in order to bring the menu, and then short press it again. And if you want to stop the recording, you'll need to repeat the same steps. Entering the settings menu is done by long pressing the track button, and you can toggle between the menus by short pressing the track button again. You can move between the options by short pressing the band and the channel buttons, so you can see that it moves up and down. Changing an option is done by short pressing the record button, and then you can change between the options by short pressing the channel or the band buttons. And if you want to go back, you'll need to press the mode, and pressing it again will exit the menu. In the settings menu, you can find many options, including changing the power level of the fan, changing the aspect ratio between 16:9 and 4:3, and you can also find the configuration of the head tracker. Turning on and off the fan is done by short pressing the power button. So you can see that now it was turned off, and now it was turned on again. And finally, when you want to turn off the goggles, you will need to long press the power button. Now, by the way, you should note that in the settings menu, by default, the power supply is set to DC input, and it will prevent you from monitoring the voltage of the connected battery. So I recommend to set it to the battery type that you're using, 2S, 3S, and up to 6S, in order to monitor this value properly. In terms of field of view, you can see that the Skyzone SKY02X FPV goggles are very similar to the Aomway Commander V1, and the screen is much smaller than the Fatshock HDO, and also from the Ishin EV200D. Here is a quick look from the inside of the goggles, and this is actually a DVR playback and not the video in real time. And I can tell you that the quality is much better than shown in this video, and it's pretty much comparable with the Aomway Commander V1. In terms of pricing, these goggles cost between $316 to $370 depending on the styling, and I recommend to stick to the darker colors because even with this model there is some light leakage from the top plate, which is caused by the material these goggles are made of. Overall, I can tell you that I'm pretty impressed with the quality and the distinguished look of these goggles, and they are going to appeal the most to users who need a head tracker and fly mostly 16:9 FPV cameras, because if you are going to switch to 4:3, you're going to just crop the video, and I already told you that in my opinion 30 degrees is already too small, so you're just going to make it even smaller. Now here is a small side note to Skyzone. If anybody is watching this video, you should definitely ditch these foam pads which are using this sticker, and I highly recommend to switch to Velcro because in my experience these foam pads doesn't last for a long time and you're just making it harder to replace them, and I've already ripped my foam when demonstrating these goggles, so I had to glue it over here. Finally, in my opinion, if you find these goggles appealing, you should consider getting the Sky02C version, which is almost identical except they are missing the front camera and the 3D FPV features, which are, again, in my opinion, pretty redundant, and they will give you a better value for your money. And if you are flying a 4:3 camera, I think that you should consider getting the Fatshock HDO, which are more expensive, or the Sky03, which have a bigger field of view of 37 degrees and support natively 4:3 FPV cameras. As always, I thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it useful. If you have any questions about these goggles, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notifications bell if you're not already subscribed. See you in my next videos, and goodbye.